So now that I feel like I've watched the Daredevil Born Again trailer like 800 times, I think I have a pretty solid theory on why Matt stopped being Daredevil. Before we get too far into this, guys, we're on the road to 3,000 subs. We're getting so close, so if you're new to this channel, I would love to have you here. Also, leave your comments and theories down below because I most likely will respond to them. Also, I'm gonna set a big goal here. Let's see if we can get this video to 100 likes. With that out of the way, let's talk about why I think Matt is no longer Daredevil at the beginning of Daredevil Born Again.
I'm Spider-Man.
There's a shot in the trailer that a lot of people are really enjoying, and that is Daredevil's helmet falling from the top of a building with one of the horns missing. I really like it personally because the missing horn shows the letter D, and Matt has yet to have the D symbol on his chest, and hopefully he will get it by the end of the series. But it's really the context surrounding this shot, whether it be the surrounding details or the audio playing before it, that reveals a lot in my opinion. For starters, as this helmet is falling and we look in the background, we see a bunch of ambulances around a supposed crime scene. My thought here is that Matt is at the top of this building after something horrible has just happened, and he's throwing his helmet off, calling it quits. And if we listen to the audio right before this shot, we hear FIsk ask Matt, "Why did you stop being a vigilante?" And Matt replies saying a line was crossed. If we remember back to season 3 of Daredevil, one of the biggest questions was, will Matt summon the courage to kill and end FIsk? He went back and forth, and he ultimately did not kill Wilson. However, at that time, there really wasn't a super big line that was crossed. Yes, people had been killed, but nobody super close to Matt. What I think's happening here is somebody close to Matt did die. There is only one shot in this trailer, and including all of the set photos and videos that we've seen, of Foggy Nelson and Karen Page. And by that I mean all of them together. We see other shots of Karen in this trailer in a courtroom, which I do want to touch on later, because I think what happens here is Bullseye comes back and he kills Foggy. He almost kills Foggy in season 3 of Daredevil, and I think he's coming back to finish the job to get revenge on Matt for ruining his life. To add to this, later on in the trailer, as I just said, there's a courtroom scene where we see Karen standing in the back and we have Bullseye sitting down in the front, possibly for his trial. My biggest question is, did Matt stop being Daredevil because of this death, because of possibly Foggy's death, or did he stop being Daredevil because he got very vengeful afterwards and killed people out of anger from Foggy's potential death? After this courtroom scene, does Matt take out his anger and finish the job and kill Bullseye? We don't know, but that could very likely be a possibility considering we already have a main villain for this show being Muse, and I guess FIsk as well. There's also a ton of other characters, so obviously I can't put all of the pieces together, but it looks like the reason why Matt stopped being a Daredevil vigilante is because someone close to him has been killed. I'm putting my money on Bullseye coming back out of nowhere and killing Foggy. And another weird reason that I think this is probably true is because I recently went to a convention where I met John Bernthal, the Punisher himself, and he wasn't the only Daredevil actor there. The actors for Daredevil, Charlie Cox, and also the actors for Karen and Bullseye were there, but no Foggy. I've kind of paid a little bit of attention to other convention circuits, and we also have Vincent D'Onofrio attending other conventions, but there's nothing about the guy who plays Foggy. If we look back even further to what this show used to be and what was going to be, Karen and Foggy were allegedly going to die off screen in like the first episode. We were going to hear about it potentially and learn why Matt stopped being Daredevil that way, but it looks like with the reshoots, they've kind of kept some veins of that story, but changed up how they're executing it. I think killing Foggy is a very bold choice that could really pay off if the writing is good. But if it's not well done, people, myself included, are probably going to be pretty upset because Foggy Nelson is almost an essential character for Daredevil. He is who keeps him grounded, he is the comedic relief and the best friend of this guy. I'm pretty sure there's a comic book run where something like this happens by Chip Zdarsky, and I'm going to be reading that because if he pulls it off in that writing, which I've heard he does, I think they can pull it off in the show. This is purely speculation and me theorizing what I think is going to happen based on the chronology of the shots in the trailer. I mean, they really set it up this way, but we know Marvel. They can mislead us greatly with this stuff. It's also worth mentioning that Daredevil Born Again Season 2 aims to shoot in February before Season 1 even drops. Maybe this supposed plotline is also why Frank Castle is no longer a vigilante and has been hiding. A lot of people are suggesting that Wilson Fisk is outlawing vigilantes, which is weird considering the conversation him and Matt are having right now. but maybe that explains why Frank went into hiding. There are a lot of new and returning characters, heroes and villains within this show. I'm very excited. I just really hope that they pull it off. Overall, that's what I think is going to happen. I think Foggy is probably going to die very early on, possibly in the first episode. We're going to get a time jump. Matt has not been Daredevil for a long time. Fisk has become mayor, and then our story for the series is going to begin. Just my theory. Let me know down below what you think in the comment section. I read every single one. I most likely will respond, and I will see you all very, very soon.